Planchinella House was awarded Houses Magazine Australian House of the Year in 2015. The house is located in tropical North Queensland and is immersed within the heritage-listed Whitfield rainforest. The rainforest is ancient, it is magical, and the experience of being within it is immensely powerful. Tall Planchinella trees tower at 40 metres overhead, and the colour of their leaves change with the seasons. Strange birds appear and disappear, growth old and new, forest constantly evolving, growing and adapting. Being a wet tropical rainforest, the climate is unique to Australia. Breeze constantly travels down the mountain, passing through the dense wet foliage, and breezes are cooled even in the thick humidity of summer. When I first moved to Cairns, I made the observation that people tended to gravitate towards uncropped spaces. Whether it be at social gatherings or just generally hanging out, people always seemed to be drawn to the large covered open space that kept the sun out and allowed the breezes to penetrate the perimeters. This was a different way of life than what I'd previously experienced growing up in Toowoomba. It was a direct result of living passively within the environment. This particular observation informed my design and my goal to create a simple, joyful space which would inspire and enrich everyday life. I wanted to create an honest, raw dwelling that was stripped back and well considered in design and functionality. A place that utilised low-tech approaches in order to celebrate simple living. Essentially to create a refuge in today's overstimulated and complex society. And in doing so, provide a connection back to the beauty and simplicity of nature. This concept is aligned with the idea of the biophilia hypothesis, which suggests that humans are genetically driven to seek connection with nature, and that this connection is intrinsically linked to their overall well-being. While we may have inadvertently stumbled upon these ideas as a reaction to the site, after living in Planchinella House, I can certainly make agreement with them. Today, the concept of biophilia underpins much of our work within the studio. These ideas of simplicity and connecting with nature is in essence what led us to the development of some unconventional ideas of passive and climatic thermal design, not typically employed in Australia at the time. The bathroom shower has a simple yet effective venting design, solely comprising of glass panels that also form the outer skin of the building. Glass panels create a natural flue, where hot air and steam are drawn out the top vent and cool fresh air is drawn into the bottom vent. This simple system ensures the wet areas are well ventilated and easily enjoyable spaces. The roof area is double the size of the internal floor plate, which a lot of people may not realise. This provides deep shade, ensuring that the summer sun does not penetrate the building, keeping cool year-round. It also provides extremely effective protection from the monsoonal rains. This means that occupants can keep the windows open and can sit back and enjoy the generous frame of this tropical experience.
I think this is a really important thing to mention. Having grown up in a tropical climate, when the heavy rain comes, this means closing the windows as standard awnings offer little protection from the rain. Combined with the heat, this is when the air conditioner usually goes on and houses can easily become stuffy, uncomfortable, and you can feel cooped up. Living at Planchinella House was the opposite. When the rain comes, it was beautiful. The windows stay open and the cool breezes flow through. The house stays dry and ventilated, and rather than feeling cooped up, you actually feel enlivened by the power and the beauty of the heavy rain.
The roof is comprised of thick concrete mass and a roof garden. Essentially, the idea behind this is that the vegetation absorbs the solar heat and energy. Further penetrating energy is absorbed by the soil layer and reduced transfer to the concrete slab by means of air cavity. This way, the concrete slab stays cool, constant temperature, providing a pleasing environment to the occupants below. Breezes are encouraged through the entire dwelling. Glazing systems that completely open the house up, and the casement windows acting as sails to harness the prevailing breezes. There are minimal barriers to surrounding landscapes and other areas of the dwelling, encouraging ideas of transparency, activity, privacy, and connection. This plan of Mies van der Rohe always fascinated me and largely drove the plan layout to achieve open view lines and privacy where required at the same time.
Building the project was extremely challenging due to the steep site and the tight access. The driveway is around 150 metres long, it's tight, it's windy, and it doesn't agree with concrete trucks or tradesmen in general. Each brick, each block, every piece of steel, all the scaffolding, absolutely everything, could only be delivered to the lower street level, which means that it all had to be loaded onto a small ute and driven up as far as the driveway access would allow. With all the materials being double or even triple handled, the build was long and it was arduous. It took years and years to complete. We tackled tasks we never imagined we could, and even though at times I was sure we were never going to finish, in the end, I'm so proud that we got there.
Planchinella may have been an extremely ambitious and difficult project to undertake. It was a labour of love, fueled and driven by a rebellion of the ordinary. It was a complete expression of what we thought good design should be. Many years of living at Planchinella House has provided us with replenished and vitalised souls. It has been a place of healing. Importantly, the home has created a deep understanding and respect for the natural world.